Hello, my name is Macsen and welcome to my Civilization 5 Brave New World Let's Play. These are the settings I should be using for this game, and by request I should be playing as the Sweden civilization. I've added a few advanced setup options. I've changed the world age, temperature and rainfall to random. These govern the likelihood for potential terrain types, such as how hilly or mountainous the world will be, or for example how many deserts, tundra, plains, etc. there will be in the world. Also, I have added high sea levels on this Pangaea map. Basically that means it's more likely to be to have islands or a small continent off the main Pangaea, and for the Pangaea to be an unusual shape, unlike the usual blobby huge landmass that it can be. I've also added 3 of the new Brave New World civilizations: the Shoshone, the Assyrians and the Moroccans. We didn't see any of those in my last Let's Play, so it should be interesting to see those. I've also left 2 of the slots random, so we can see basically any of the remaining, I think it's now 45 civilizations in the game, so we can see potentially any of the remaining civilizations that I haven't picked. Apart from that though, I think that's about it. All the other options are normal, and I'll start the game. I'll be quiet during the intro video. I'll turn my mic off and leave an annotation on the side so you can skip the intro
All
if you
hail
so
the
wish.
transcendent King Gustavus Adolphus, founder of the Swedish Empire and her most distinguished military tactician. It was during your reign that Sweden emerged as one of the greatest powers in Europe, due in no small part to your wisdom both on and off the battlefield. As king, you initiated a number of domestic reforms that ensured the economic stability and prosperity of your people. As the general who came to be known as the Lion of the North, your visionary designs in warfare gained the admiration of military commanders the world over. Thanks to your triumphs in the 30 Years' War, you were assured a legacy as one of history's greatest generals. O noble king, the people long for your prudent leadership, hopeful that once again they will see your kingdom rise to glory. Will you devise daring new strategies, leading your armies to victory on the theater of war? Will you build a civilization that stands the test of time?
The Swedish civilization special ability is the Nobel Prize. Gain 90 influence with a great person gift to a city-state. Also, when declaring friendship, Sweden and their friend gain a 10% boost to great person generation. They have 2 unique units, the Hakkapeliitta and the Karelian. The Hakkapeliitta is a Lancer replacement. They gain a further combat bonus from great generals. Also, they allow great generals to attach themselves to a Hakkapeliitta unit, and those great generals then receive a movement bonus. The Karelian is a musketman replacement. They start with the March promotion, and the March promotion allows units to heal while on the move if they have lost hit points, rather than having to stop and fortify, and it's probably one of the best promotions you can get for any infantry type regiment in the game. The Hakkapeliitta comes at the end of the Renaissance, and the Karelian comes at the start of the Industrial, so they both come around the same time, so that's a very good time to start wars if you're the Swedish civilization. If you want to take advantage of Sweden's great person generation, you're obviously going to need at least 1 friendship agreement, and the more the better, frankly. Also, if you happen to be a civilization other than Sweden, and Sweden happen to be in your game, you may want to take advantage of that 10% boost by making a friendship treaty with Sweden. As Sweden, I recommend you go a tall empire rather than a wide empire, and by that I mean fewer cities but much larger in population rather than lots of cities with small populations. That is because you're probably going to need the population to stick in specialist building slots, such as the university or the factory, to get those great person points. Also, the larger cities tend to have higher production, so you can probably nab the odd wonder, and there's quite a few wonders which also give bonuses to great person generation. Also, if you're going tall, you may want to take the tradition social policy. That gives bonuses to small but populous empires The free aqueducts and the bonuses to the capital help a lot with that. Also, if you're going a more peaceful route and want to maximize your Great Persian generation, you may want to take the freedom ideology later on. That has specialist bonuses such as specialists costing less happiness or taking less food to support. They gain 90 influence with a Great Person gift to a city-state. Wouldn't recommend that you gift certain great people like engineers or great scientists. They tend to be more useful if you use them in a normal fashion. But later on in the game, if you're going after a diplomatic victory, that could be useful or worthwhile to be trading those. If you're going a war manga type victory style, you will be creating great generals, which will help out your Hackapletas. And you often have leftover great generals at a certain point. There's only so many citadels and great generals you need for combat bonuses, so you could be gifting those great generals to those city-states, so you got the extra ally or two. Similar wise, you could be gifting admirals if you have a sea-based map and you've got a lot of sea combat. Right, but I think that's covered most of what the Swedish civilization are like. I would say they are diplomatic and military focused, but with all civilizations you can play them in the fashion you want. If you are going down a military route at some stage, perhaps the late Renaissance and the early industrial era is a good time to start because of their unique units. You may even want to start going down a liberty route to gain the happiness bonuses there, so you can have more cities, and maybe even take the autocracy ideology then, potentially. Right, I shall have a look at my start location now. Looks like quite a good start actually, doesn't it? We've got a bit of tundra down here. Sweden happens to have a start bias, which is tundra, so that means they can tend to have a bit crappy starts, but this looks alright to be honest. Right, I'll just save the game and be back in a sec to discuss where I'm going to be founding my first city. Right, I think it's highly likely that I'll be settling on this city spot. We're on a river and on a coast, which is very helpful, and we've got a really good resource right next to us, which I'll be working straight away. I'll just move my worker around a bit, see if I can uncover anything else. There is silk up there. I'm actually if I settle here, I'll be out of range of that within my immediate 3-tile city radius. But I still think that this is definitely the right place to settle. Right, so found city. Right, and our first research is going to be based on what bonus resources around here, or resources around here. So there are calendar resources and masonry resources. Right, so I probably should head up. I think I'll head up towards a calendar, so I'm going to take pottery first. Right. Probably going to have to chop down those forests to make use of them as well. It's just going to take a while to get those going. Production wise, I'll start with a scout, I believe. Right, and next turn. Right, we're probably at the south end of the map because there's tundra down here. Right, so there's a ruin over here I should go and grab. Move on that hill so I can see a bit more in the area. Right, next turn. Right, so there's loads of silks over here again. Grab that ruin. 65 gold. Right, should I buy a city tile? Probably not. That's a 2-2. I don't really need to, do I? Lock that down as well. Right, so next turn. Right, keep on moving up northwards. Right, so there's a bit of coast here as well. Oh, it's a lake actually. Right, so found a river up here. I should probably look along that river because they tend to be a good locations to settle on. Right, looks like our scout is done. I think I might actually make another scout here. Looks like there's quite a lot of terrain maybe around here. Right, so this scout can move northeastwards. Ruin up there. Looks like I've found a city-state. So we found Zanzibar, and they are mercantile. Hostile as well, that's not good. Could steal a worker from them in a bit. I think I might need to as well, because there's a lot of forests that need chopping here. So I should probably keep this warrior in and around that city-state for a bit. So next turn. Right, we've discovered archery.
After the arrow had been feathered with one of the eagle's own plumes, we often give our enemies the means of our own destruction.
That's very helpful. It means we don't have to take time to go and get that at some stage. Right, so warrior can keep exploring. Right, next turn. Scout can continue up here. There's another city-state, Wittenberg. That's a faith-based one, I believe. I'm not sure the exact turn that city-states start to get workers. It's probably about turn 20-ish. Maybe a bit longer. Right. There's not an awful lot of food to start around here, is there? When do we get that? 7 turns. I think I might actually buy this up now. Otherwise we're going to be taking a while to grow this city is. Right, so we found Mount Kilimanjaro, and that gives a free promotion for adjacent units, altitude training. Gain 30 gold and 8 faith. If I can find one more religious city-state, then we'll get a pantheon. I should move my scout next to that to gain the bonus as well. It's well worth getting. Right, so next turn.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou?
I don't think there are any real resources that will help the granary here. I might build a shrine next, maybe. Have to see actually. There is some tundra down here. I could go to, I think it's Dance of the Aurora, the tundra one. They're all. There's a few tiles I can make use here. The hilled tundra tiles I can chop. I think that's at a range actually. Yeah, it's not great though, that actually. Desert may be even better to take if I wanted a faith-based pantheon. Right. Oh, can't move for salt marsh, that is. Right, so next I shall take mining. Gonna need to chop down those forests. And next turn. I don't think I will build a shrine actually here. Might wait a bit. Probably need to get, even though a granary isn't super useful, I might build one still, or even build a worker. I think I'll build a worker. It's going to take a while for my city to get going otherwise. I can't rely on being able to steal one from a city-state here really. Still haven't found anyone yet, which is a bit of a surprise. Right, it says movement bonus now because of the alpine training. I need to try and stick to hills basically to gain that. Oh, I should probably move this up there to get that as well, shouldn't I? Right. Okay. There's probably a city location to westwards over here that I probably want to get. I imagine, right, there's some gems there as well I will want to get as well. So maybe on that part of the river, or on the coast. Probably will want a coastal city so I can have a cargo ship move food back to the capital to help it out. Right. Oh, I scout upgraded to an archer. Right, next turn. I should start to move my warrior back to the capital to protect the worker as well from barbarians. Right, it's another city-state by here. Looks like someone's found them, because we've only got half the gold I would normally get. So there must be a civilization around here somewhere. Right, he can't move across here because of the river, so I'll move there. And this one can continue up to get that altitude training. Move a bit away from the... Right, can I kill that? I'll move away from it. Right, so you're coming down southwards. There's furs over here, so a city spot over here, maybe by there, could be a good idea. Right, so we finally found a culture bonus, so I'll pick tradition as my first policy, I believe. There is potentially a lot of territory I could claim here, so I could maybe go the liberty route, but as I mentioned earlier on, I think tradition's a good choice for Sweden, so I'll pick that. And later on I might, if I go down a war path, I can go down this route here to get that extra happiness in the liberty tree, if I'm going to be getting a lot of cities later on. Right, so I'm going to have to kill this barbarian off rather than move around him. Right. There's a barb camp there, so I can't really go there. Right, next turn. Right, we found Cape Town down there, or about to. Can't really move up north before shooting him, so. Right, next turn. Starting to look like, well, we know there's one AI around here, but we're quite isolated down here with all these cities, minor city-states around us. I could go down the patronage route maybe at some point. Be nice to have all of these as a ring, as a defense type ring.
Ik ben Willem van Oranje, stadhouder over de Nederlanden. Behoeft gij iets? Mij staat nog veel te doen.
Right, so we found the Netherlands civilization. They're one of the random civilizations that I had picked earlier on. They're quite naval in focus, so they're not going to be. It's not going to be amazing for them on a Pangaea map. I think they have is it a privateer replacement and
أنا السلطان ديال مراكش حمد المنصور باسم الشعب ديالي كنرحب بكم.
right, so we found Morocco. They're really good to trade with.
زيد.
Yeah, the Netherlands have polders as well, a privateer replacement, and they have something to do with East India Company, I think, so it's luxuries, I believe. They'd like to trade luxuries or get more happiness from doing so. Right. I think I probably need to get a city over here quite quickly. Problem is there's not many hills, so it could be hard to protect, potentially, from Holland or Netherlands. Right, so next turn.
The meek shall inherit the earth, but not its mineral rights.
Okay, so we've discovered mining, and I think the next one, I'll probably go calendar next. Right, so there's a bit of there's furs down here as well. So I could have a capital. Well, it's marble there I'm going to want to get as well. Yeah, I probably want to. I definitely want a city on the coast. So I could have a city there, maybe a city, maybe one down here on the coast as well, and maybe a city around here, maybe there, so I can get the marble and some silks, and a city tile there, maybe to get that silk and the fur, potentially. I guess we'll see in a bit though. Right, so they're protecting Cape Town. Do any of the city-states want anything yet? Just Zanzibar. Right, so the scout should keep to the hills, shouldn't I? Okay. Next turn. So we've got that alpine training now. I guess I'll move east a bit. I don't know if there'll be anyone up here or not. Okay, that could be a good city tile, I think. It's not a brilliant spot, but I get furs, the silks. I can have a city there and a city over there. I think that's what I'm going to do. And it's close to the capital, so I can defend it more easily. From the Dutch, who'll probably come over at some point. Right, looks like we found another coast up there. Right, next turn.
Shuraya mate dane akarp shu. Gergina kaya hana amarutalik.
Okay, so we found the Assyrian civilization.
Eshaman.
Can't trade anything with them yet. Right, so we are a bit rinned around. We've got a ring of city-states and then a further ring of civilizations around us. But we have got a decent amount of room to expand into, having said that. Right, go there. Hopefully we got a bit of territory behind our capital as well. That'd be nice. Okay, I think all these are locked down so I can get the production bonus. It'll pick one of the silks next in theory. Yeah, so we're on the silk. If I'd have had it on default, it would have picked the food tile and I wouldn't have got any bonus production. Right, so I can adopt the social policy. I think I'll go legalism. So we get a free monument now. Culturally we're a little bit slow here, but it's not, shouldn't worry too much about that at the moment. There's a bit more tundra down here. It could, if I settle a city down here, definitely taking the Aurora tundra one could be a good idea. We'll have to see though. Right, so next turn. Oh, I need to change that from silk back to food, I think. Right, does look like there's quite a bit of territory down here. Right, put that on food. Okay, continue exploring over here. Probably should take him out. Oh, I didn't realise that Barb was there. He might go and nick that camp now. Or that Assyrian warrior. Can I kill this off his turn? Probably not. Right, I'll have a look down here a bit still. Right. I actually think it's probably about time I call this an end to the video. So thank you for watching. I'd also like to say thank you to those of you who like my videos or comment on or share or favourite any of my videos. It helps me and my channel out a great deal, and I'm extremely grateful to those of you who do any of those. Also, if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. There are other playlists on my channel such as Endless Space Disharmony and Europa Universalis 4, and there'll be many different playlists from many different games coming in the future, not just Civilization 5. But apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.